Well, you're very zoomed in now. Waiting
Yeah,
for it.
I need to
Okay.
connect. I need to connect my Twitch. 1 second.
Now it's
All right.
according to YouTube. I'm live. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm getting a
Yeah,
weird
I had
ad. So
to.
yeah, so I'm actually live now. Yeah.
Yeah,
In case I wasn't live before, welcome to Inside the Multiverse, episode 37, the first one for 2023. Oh, what a year it's going to be, and what
well,
year it's started off with already. A lot of nonsense going on in the world of DC. We haven't quite got the big James Gunn revelations or anything,
no.
but still, we've got an eventful start to the year. I am Chris, DT Comics Gamer, and I'm here with TeladiaPlays, as always,
What's up, everybody? What's
who
up?
is very zoomed in on my screen right now, but
Yeah,
that's
you
all
want me to
good.
zoom out? I can zoom out
That's
if you want
fine.
me to.
That's fine. Wherever you're comfortable with.
I'll
That,
zoom out a little bit.
that's all
Do
right.
you?
That's all right. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah. But yeah, thanks for joining us for this first stream of the year. By the way, this is going to carry on with stay up on YouTube and go on the Inside the Multiverse channel as usual. Are you streaming as well, Taladia?
Yes, I'm live on my Twitch page, guys, which is twitch.tv/TeladiaPlays.
Cool. Yeah, I'm on YouTube and I let everyone know really, really late, which I'm not surprised I haven't got in checking me out right now. But we're still going to carry
Yeah,
on with the show and yeah, keep on afterwards. Do you mind if I host Taladia, as I've seen to be talking anyway?
yeah.
Yeah, you can go host next time. Yeah, we're kicking off with a really bizarre movement that's going on right now, but it has some basis in possibility. Netflix, possibly, or
Well,
people want Netflix to get the Snyderverse, basically.
well. Here's the thing. I know the guy who actually started this off. His name is Skywalker the Jedi. Big shout out goes out to him. Big props to him because he came up with this idea and was basically saying, "Why don't we get the Snyderverse on Netflix? Basically, anything you want for the Snyderverse: Man of Steel 2, the Batman film, Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3, Zack Snyder's Justice League with the Green Lantern cut, all of that on Netflix." And it makes sense because
A little bit.
here's the thing. Because not only, you know, the hashtag is not tagging WBD, we're not tagging, um, James Gunn. We're not actually doing any like negative stuff. It's like a positive stuff on Twitter, which got attraction from Forbes, and so many other websites were actually
Yeah,
talking about it. And literally, Forbes even said it was a great, it makes sense for them to do it. And like I agree, it does make sense for Netflix to get the rights to the Snyderverse, not only because of the, not only because it makes sense for them to do it, but also you got Zack Snyder there at Netflix, and you could also bring back Henry Cavill to the Netflix stuff, and do Netflix emotional stuff for Justice League and Man of Steel 2, and that world can be done as an Elseworld story, and those IPs, that IP particularly, will be separate. It doesn't need to be like the main continuity otherwise.
yeah.
And and
It's
it's genius, to be honest. And the person who did it, obviously, like I mentioned, is Skywalker the Jedi. He's a good friend of mine, follows me on Twitter, and he started this hashtag. And also, also other people like Snyder Queen, who I know as well. She also been getting this thing going, and also there's going to be a special event called on the 14th of February, a trending day, where we're going to try and get this hashtag sell Zack Snyder's Justice League, or sell Snyderverse to
and
Netflix, basically, and
what
that
day
is
is
going to be
that?
a trending February 14th.
Brilliant. Well, Valentine's Day, of course it is.
Yeah,
And
Valentine's Day, yeah. Basically, because it's a great opportunity for, because WBD are up in debt right now. we got to admit that up right now. They're huge in debt, and they haven't got anything to make money. Now, if Netflix comes in and buys out what Zack Snyder Justice League and the Snyderverse is, you're making money there. And Zaslav only wants money. We all know it. He doesn't really think about, oh well, just this IP, because look at it like this. When we got Henry Cavill back, he said it was a verbal contract. It wasn't even a signed contract. So if this is a Netflix thing and Netflix comes in, swoops in, saves the day, we could be on track to having one of the most unbelievable thing that's ever been done in history, which is restoring the Snyderverse firstly, and secondly making the universe be reinstated as not the main continuity but as an Elseworld story.
Yeah. I mean, it's strange and weird and daft as it sounds. There is elements of absolute possibility here. I mean, Warner Brothers Discovery, and particular David Zaslav, have said that they were planning to sell, well, not necessarily sell, but license out DC to places. They're already doing that with Amazon, with the animated department. They've had, Warner Brothers have had animation in general sewn up for the last 70 years. And certainly since Batman the Animated Series, DC has not gone anywhere but Warner Brothers, because they've got their own animation studios. Why would you need to give it to anyone else?
And you gotta remember, they did previously. WB did do this previously when Batman the Animated Series did come out, because you gotta remember when Batman the Animated Series, you had Mr. Freeze, you had Poison Ivy, and all of that. But when IPs were going to be used, such as Poison Ivy and Mr. Freeze, were going to be used in the movie, they weren't shown on TV.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course, just simple things like Gotham and Krypton. They're on channels which aren't owned by Warner Brothers and things like that. And Supergirl initially was on NBC, I think, or CBS. Okay, yeah, but that's not owned by Warner Brothers. Yeah, and so it all kind of makes sense. And Zaslav in particular wants to offload DC and make some more money to do it. And while on the surface it seems odd that they would set up their own competitors with DC, if they're not going to use this particular avenue, this storyline, especially with Zack Snyder involved, and go off in their own complete tangent reboot, and they say to Netflix, right, you can do this, but you have to keep it streaming. You can't go theatrical with it, maybe, because that would confuse people. I could understand them saying that. It's possible. I mean, they've got a good relationship with Zack Snyder, with Henry Cavill, with Ben Affleck. Gal Gadot is the only odd one out because she's Scooby Films, but at the same time, she'll probably be fine to do it. I don't know about Patty
she'll do it, and you got also people like Joe Manganiello and people like, and other people like maybe even introducing other characters. But the way I see it is they're gonna have the core Justice League members come back.
Yeah,
and even having Ray Fisher do it.
If
Zack
Snyder is fully in charge of a new DC universe, or even just Justice League 2, shall we say, just to say that.
Yeah.
Ray Fisher would come back instantly.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because
we know that Wayne T. Carr is invested in this.
Yeah, I bet he was.
And also, I do know that even Zack Snyder himself has acknowledged it.
Yes, he has. I forgot what he said, but yeah, he's something on the lines of, stranger things have happened. But if it's going to happen, I feel it's more likely to happen with either a Justice League series or Justice League 2 and 3. Then a full, like, say, Batman especially. I cannot see Warner Brothers giving Netflix the Batman license to do a live-action Ben Affleck Batman, but I could see them giving and carry on Zack Snyder's Justice League in particular, because even in the DCEU, sad as it is to say, Zack Snyder's Justice League is not canon. Sadly, the Whedon cut is pretty much canon. So carrying on this particular avenue would be great for all parties, and certainly would get money in. And if they kept it to streaming, then be great. One, Netflix have to be interested. Two, Zack Snyder has to be interested. Beyond that, people would be fine. And of course, Warner Brothers Discovery would have to be interested.
Well, this would invest into Warner Brothers if you think about it.
Yeah.
This would be directly through Zack Snyder and Zack Snyder alone.
Yeah.
And a Stone Quarry as well.
Yeah. Well, Warner Brothers would have to sign up or off on it no matter what.
James Gunn would not be involved in this, nor would Peter Safran.
Again, this is our ideas here. This is not reality.
No.
It's entirely possible that they could be involved with it.
No, in a sense, it makes sense for me because James Gunn and Peter Safran are doing the DC studio stuff.
Yeah.
Right? And if you think about it, this wouldn't affect James Gunn's slate. This would not affect.
It wouldn't affect it at all, really, especially if they're off doing their own thing and they're saying confine it to Netflix entirely. Give Zack Snyder like just what he's doing with Rebel Moon. Zack Snyder has clearly got enough money to do a Justice League 2. Justice, so to speak. Because Rebel Moon
it's all down to at the end of the day, it's all down to whether or not WBD will listen.
Yeah,
we know Netflix is listening.
Well, yeah, whether Netflix actually want to do it and finance it is another matter. Yeah.
Well, Netflix won't say no to that. I'm telling you, Netflix have actually heard.
I think you're right. I don't think Netflix would say sort of no or anything like that. I don't think. No, I think they're given the opportunity, they'll do it.
I mean, they brought back Luther onto Netflix. So if you think about it, if they're going to bring back shows like Luther to Netflix, it would actually boost up their numbers on their subscription, especially for Netflix.
Yeah.
If they have the Snyderverse, right? And furthermore, like HBO has already put up their prices up from $7 to $10 or whatever, up to $15.
Yeah. This is not going to go to HBO Max. HBO Max is basically done.
HBO Max is done. They've actually got removed Justice League Unlimited and Justice League animated shows from HBO.
Yeah. Netflix or Amazon would probably bid for them. Maybe they are going to Amazon because Amazon have now got this animation deal, so possibly comes with they can get Justice League and that lot with them, which would be neat. If Teen Titans go there, I'll be very happy.
For me, it makes sense for Warner Brothers to be like, okay, we'll sell off the Snyderverse to Netflix. We get the money. We'll give them the rights. They invest in it, but it's all on Netflix to get the people to come back, to get actors, to get the storyboards and all of that, and it's all on them basically, and not on us to we can bring this back on. Because this wouldn't be under Walter Hamada, this wouldn't be under Toby Emmerich's watch whatsoever. This would be under the watch of Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdi.
I mean, it seems very reasonable to us, and this is not the old Warner Brothers guard who would laugh at anything that's totally reasonable and would make money.
Yeah.
This is the new guard. And David Zaslav just wants to make money right now. So this conceptually is not that impossible. It's all the only real thing that it's standing in its way is whether they essentially want to create their own competitor to their own DC universe, which is just starting to kick off. But if they're not bothered about it, if they're just if they're fine with this other Elseworlds path and carrying on going on Netflix, or just even if it's just for like a 2 extra Justice League movies, not necessarily a whole Snyderverse thing, then maybe I mean, it's up to Netflix to say that. Netflix, I don't know how much money they've got, I must admit, these days.
But Netflix have got Stranger Things. They've got The Witcher. They've
Oh,
got.
yeah, but yeah, I still think they're losing money compared to, say, something like Amazon Prime
Oh yeah, they
or
are
Disney Plus.
definitely
Yeah.
that.
I mean,
That's a given.
maybe this could be something for Amazon Prime, but they just haven't immediately showed interest. I mean, Zack Snyder has a general deal with them, but it's more of an optional thing. It's not. It doesn't. It's not. He has to do things for Netflix.
No, but I can see Zach saying, yeah, if the fans want it to Netflix, why not, right?
Yeah.
And he can go directly to. Doesn't need to go through James Gunn and Peter Safran for the Snyderverse stuff.
No. I mean, it could happen. This is all very, very a lovely idea. And I really
It's a
hope it
positive
does.
idea.
Yeah,
It's a positive idea, and there's not been
it's
any.
an option. It's an option for Warner Brothers Discovery to carry on something which we want them to carry on, without getting their hands dirty with actually financing it, which they seem to be unwilling to do with most things. Like they're handing off DC animation to Amazon, including probably that Batman and Cape Crusader.
And they're also selling off their movie licenses, not music licenses as well.
Yes.
So they're selling that. WBD is doing that as well. So
Yeah.
the way I see it now is WBD are selling off music licenses, and looking to I can see them within a space of 6 months we could possibly get the Snyderverse restored. And
Wow.
it's
They have to make the movie first, incidentally.
I mean, if you think about it, right? James Gunn said that this month was supposed to get the slate. And we'll be talking about that, what James Gunn has said.
Probably
as
the
well.
next one, the next issue.
Topic, yeah, the next topic, yeah.
Well, no, I'm specific. What he's saying, what James Gunn's about to tell us, that'll be the next Inside the Multiverse. By that point, it should have arrived. But yeah, we've got other things to talk about with James Gunn. But yeah, Netflix.
It's essentially, if James Gunn's slate is not good and it's not up to par, and David Zaslav doesn't like it, the fans don't like it, David Zaslav will sell DC. Straight up.
Oh yeah,
He'll sell it to Comcast.
We know this. Yeah.
He will sell it to Comcast and Universal, if anything.
We're hoping it's not Disney. But
it won't be Disney.
I'm not going to overreact to that far regarding James Gunn. I'd like to think that he knows, at least in terms of universe building, what he is doing. I mean,
yeah, he knows universe building because he's worked with Kevin Feige, especially with Guardians.
Well, he's just a creative person. I mean, every writer has their own loves and as an imagined entire universes for the characters they love. I mean, if you think I haven't thought about 5 different Sonic the Hedgehog series in the last couple of weeks and completely mapped them out in my head, you're completely wrong.
I already know what goes on in your head with Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
So don't worry, I already know what that's inside.
Yeah, if someone just said to me, right, do you want to do a show run 5 Sonic the Hedgehog TV series, I'll be able to give them a big whiteboard presentation within a moment's notice, and all entirely off the top of my head. That's what. So I bet James Gunn does something similar with the DC universe. Ever since he got signed up to do Suicide Squad,
it has to be top tier.
Yeah.
If it's not top tier, it's not going to be a thing.
Yeah, I mean, he's already got a lot of the audience against him for just simply because of they going back on the Henry Cavill thing for more than anything.
Yeah, and it's basically like him doing that has actually got a lot of the audience not prepared to listen to him.
Yeah.
And he shot himself in the foot. Whereas the Snyderverse makes more sense than what James Gunn is doing.
That also presents its own little problem, unfortunately, because Warner Brothers has its own universe to pimp coming up, which it has to show its full support for, hell or high water. And if they give a so much better alternative that the fans actually want to Netflix, they are immediately giving fans an alternative to their own universe. And so they might... I mean, there's plenty of companies who will buy up a rival company just to destroy them, just to get them out of the way. Not to run them, not to make money off them, just to get them out of the way.
Yeah.
And that's not quite the same thing, as it doesn't exactly exist yet, but the same conceptual idea. They might not sell it to Netflix just because they have to support and create and build their own one first and make sure that's strong. And if fans aren't prepared to support that, because especially if they've got an alternative to doing that, because at the moment they're a captive audience, but if Netflix give us Justice League 2, we're all going to flock to that with Henry Cavill as Superman. Yeah, so that's the main reason why they wouldn't do it. I hope that's not the case. I hope they're confident enough in their own universe that they could to do something like this, because I really want to see what Zack Snyder could do with Justice League 2.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see on the Snyderverse and Netflix. The time will tell on that. Shall we move on to the next topic?
Yeah. The recording at 23 minutes in. Yeah, on to James Gunn, basically. Yeah. On to a couple of comments he's made. Now, he has not revealed the full slate just yet that he promised for this month, which isn't going to... He's made clear is not going to be loads of things. It's going to be a few projects. It may even be TV projects. There's a few notable things that he's either confirmed or denied, more specifically. I can't remember if it's Variety or Deadline has been making up most of this crap. But they've been all Hollywood Reporter. It's usually one of those publications. They've been throwing out so many "our sources said this." This is something that really ticks me off, incidentally, as someone who comes from a video game journalist background. If in video game land you have a source of a story for a video game scoop, you are not allowed to write a headline as if that's fact. All right, you have to say it's like reports say or report rumor whatever. This is going to happen. Yeah, there is a Superman game with Henry Cavill. Yeah, report. Yeah, you have to make it clear in the headline that it's not confirmed, it's not real. In moviedom, in stuff like Deadline, Variety, etc., they don't have to do that. They get a source telling them something. They can write it in their headline as fact, and it'll get everyone online thinking it's fact until they read the story and discover, wait, just one source said this, nothing has been announced, and it's usually complete nonsense. But this is like big publications like Hollywood Reporter and Deadline and Variety, and they can still do this, and it's really, really annoying to me as a film and TV fan that this double standard going on. At least I can't believe I'm defending the video game industry and video game journalism for that sort of standard. But yeah, it's really annoying, and that's where all these misconceptions and ideas come from. Like the one, again, I can't remember which who did this, suggesting that Wonder Woman, that James Gunn's plan was only for 3 years, I think. And
3 years.
Yeah, and Wonder Woman and Superman would not be part of it or something like that.
No, it was Wonder Woman and Batman.
Yeah, specifically, and James Gunn came back and said, well, one, it's 10 years, not 3. I don't even know where you got that from. And second of all, he straight up denied that Wonder Woman was not going to be a part of the DC universe in the next 3 years. So, reverse that. Wonder Woman is going to be in a movie within the next 3 years. That's Whether that's Wonder Woman 3 is another matter, but she will be in a movie. And he's refuted the idea that they've got rid of Gal Gadot. At the moment, Henry Cavill is the only actor who's confirmed to be out of the or at least for the next Superman film. Yeah, at least for now, but certainly for the next Superman film. Gal Gadot has not confirmed anything. With Wonder Woman 3, all that's been confirmed is that Patty Jenkins' first treatment, or the treatment that she put towards the DC bosses was turned down. That's it. Gal Gadot, as far as we're aware, is still Wonder Woman, and James Gunn has denied booting her. So she could have left of her own volition, but she has not said anything. DC has not said anything. Nothing has been confirmed. Either way, Wonder Woman is definitely going to be in the DC universe within the next 3 years. Movie or TV. Hopefully that doesn't just simply mean she's going to be in Shazam in a couple of months' time, which was the rumor, admittedly. So
I mean, it's a rumor.
Yeah, and same with the Flash.
Yeah, same with the Flash. Yeah. But I want to bring this up, right? Because James Gunn was on Twitter a couple of nights ago, and somebody was like talking about one of the actors being cast as Superman.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
He straight up debunked it.
Jacob Elordi, I made a note of, mostly known for The Kissing Booth and that series of films. None of his entire. I had not heard of him. I've not heard of any. Well, I have heard of some of his movies. I've never seen them, so I would not know if he's a good Superman or not.
Yeah, so he debunked that, and then after that, I was just like, okay, interesting. He debunked it. But furthermore, was like, oh well, we're not gonna do the casting, and we're not gonna announce any casting until we got like the slate and the script done. I'm just like, then you just shot yourself in the foot announcing this too early. Announcing the slate way too early.
Well, I think he's being forced into the slate thing with all the bad publicity. So they're being extra cautious, and also all the rumors going out as well. Mostly thanks to the publications I've mentioned, but also all the other leakers out there, and also nonsense like this where they're saying that he's been cast as the next Superman. No, he hasn't. They haven't cast anyone. They are going for a younger actor than Henry Cavill, but no one's been cast yet, as James Gunn rightfully says. So I think this is the main reason why they're announcing anything at all this month, just to get some truth out there and getting something for people to get excited about. And hopefully they'll start announcing dates as well, because I'm starting to get a little bit worried about next year for DC.
I mean, if the slate is not, what's the best way to put it? If the slate is not revealed by I would say latest the 30th.
He said this month,
30th.
Anyway.
He said this month, yeah. Like, he said only a handful of characters would be revealed, right? And if these characters and the story is not top tier, it's gonna get a backlash instantly.
Yeah.
He hasn't debunked the rumor slate which was posted, or has it? I'm not too sure.
Well, he has. He said it's completely nonsense because they haven't announced anything yet. I mean that rumor slate was blatantly nonsense anyway. It was obviously photoshopped by someone. Yeah, so I didn't think that even needed debunking. The rest of the internet did that. He has also said that he's deep into writing a DC TV show that hasn't been announced yet. So it won't just be movies that's announced. I think there's going to be
it'll be TV shows and video games.
Yeah. We're not going to get video games announced. It's going to be movies and TV that gets announced. I don't think any of these will be Peacemaker because they have already announced Peacemaker Season 2. Whether one of them will be Suicide Squad is another matter. because that would disappoint people if he comes out with anything that's his own stuff. That would, everyone will just go back and say, yeah, we don't really care. Yeah, you can, if the first things out of James Gunn's slate mouth is going to be, Suicide Squad 2 and Peacemaker Season 2, we're just going to sort of like fold our arms and go, yeah, Sal, could you get going with Snyderverse on Netflix, please? And we're not going to care. It has to be brand new things that's going to get us excited. It's going to have to be a Superman
Something
title. Like it's going to be
Superman versus Brainiac.
Yeah.
Or Superman versus Lobo. Or something along the lines of that.
It's going to have to be something exciting. Green Lantern. It has to be something. Even a Harley Quinn movie, I would accept. But it has to be It has to be a few exciting things that we want to hear and to see. But whatever it's going to be is entirely up to James Gunn, and we're going to find out very soon. I don't think he's going to delay it. I mean, he hasn't proven he's anything other than a man of his word so far.
I mean, we have to wait and see in it. We'll have to wait
and
see.
Whether it'll be good is another matter. Whether it'll be actually something we want is another. But yeah, Jacob Elordi is not Superman. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't even heard of him before. But yeah. Yeah. Some people say he might be better. He might be a better Bruce Wayne than Superman, but I haven't seen him in anything, so I wouldn't want to comment. Yeah.
Shall we move on to the next topic?
Yeah. Speaking of Superman. Talking about games, there's still not much to really talk about in the land of games.
Well, there was a leak that I saw about the Suicide Squad, which it was coming from 4chan.
Oh God!
Suicide Squad.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Go on.
You probably heard about it, or you probably seen it.
Go on, shoot. I've forgotten most things.
Yeah, I saw that and I was just like, nah, this is completely fan fiction.
Yeah, most things from 4chan are. Yeah, if it's Reddit, I can just about, I will at least look at it and say, yeah, maybe. But 4chan, literally nothing.
It originated from 4chan and made its way to Reddit.
Okay. Go on then.
And it was like, oh, well, we're going to get rid of all the Justice League members. You first kill off Aquaman, and then you kill off Superman twice. I'm just like, wait, that doesn't make sense. Killing off Superman and you kill off Batman?
Yeah, you're not going to actually kill any Justice League. It's a fun title. It's going to be their mission is to kill the Justice League. That's where the title comes from. It's not actually going to be something you're doing in the game. Because Rocksteady aren't that stupid. And also, that's not fun. That's not something you want to do. I mean, they've already clearly shown that they don't kill Flash in just that last trailer. And Aquaman hasn't even been flipping shown yet. As far as we know, Aquaman is not in this game. Yeah, they haven't even mentioned him, but yeah, they may mention him at some point.
But it just brings up that question. It's like, when are we going to get some more content for Suicide Squad? Something.
That is an interesting question, though, as we said. It's got to be soon, because it's... When is it? June?
May 26th.
Is it May? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
May.
May 26th.
Okay, even... So, 5 months from now, basically. We've got 5 months. Yes, they are going to be kicking off some stuff soon. Possibly next month, but... They've got to be doing more now. They've got to start kicking off the trail, as it were. Then again, I don't feel when's Hogwarts Legacy is out next month, and I still don't feel that they've really kicked things off with that. They had Hogwarts Legacy is out in less than a month, and I've seen bits from that. They've had a voice actors trailer with Simon Pegg joining it. But I don't think there's been that much from it, really. There certainly hasn't been any previews done, much like Gotham Knights. They don't seem to be bothering previews.
I think with less than 4 months left, they've got to show something for Suicide Squad now. I think it's if they don't show anything, it's a dud. it's a dud thing. And with Hogwarts Legacy coming out next month,
I'll
it's like,
be
okay,
I'll be interested to see how well Hogwarts Legacy does, especially with the marketing it's getting now. It's getting some. I mean, it was on a bus apparently in the UK, in
yeah, it
London.
was on a bus. But it does beg that question, especially for DC fans. Is it gonna have the same treatment? Suicide Squad is gonna have the same treatment as Gotham Knight.
Yeah, this is important because Gotham Knights we were holding hope, optimism for it, even though the marketing was very, very shoddy. And then the game came out, and it became very, very obvious why the marketing was shoddy because they weren't confident in it as a product, and they were cut, and they still aren't because we still haven't heard anything more about it, even a patch.
They
Yeah.
abandoned they abandoned the project basically.
Yeah, so it comes down. I think they'll be more optimistic with Suicide Squad, but then we don't know. We don't know how it's going over there. Whether it's going to hit the same problem as Gotham Knights. Yeah, I hope not. I hope it's really great. But this also with the founders having left already,
Yeah,
and yeah, there's a lot of question marks with Suicide Squad. It's going to start kicking off more stuff soon, but just entirely going by Hogwarts Legacy, I'm not sure when we'll be getting really exciting stuff. We may get a new trailer soon. We may get a behind the scenes thing, advertising, TV spots, character things. Pre-order bonuses. I'm not sure because yeah, it depends what they got planned for it really.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Be
Shall we
soon.
talk about the Superman thing you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, go on then. It's a big bunch of fun really. Yeah. So moving on to that. Yeah, I mean we both checked it out. It's in fact a lot of people have been checking out. It's got a lot of attention really.
Mhm.
I've already forgot Teaser Plays. I think are the name of the
Yeah,
site. The
teaser
site.
plays.
Site that
Teaser.
I don't know if they made it, but they certainly the ones that posted it.
And
It's
they got IGN reporting on it,
yeah.
and like I said in the Discord, I reckon a certain somebody might like it.
Yeah, yes, yeah. Good old Roger Clark. But yeah, it's a concept of a Superman open world game, basically open Earth game is the concept, which is completely nuts and completely impossible. But it's still a fun little concept, and it's fun to watch the video and watch Superman going over Metropolis and then sort of looking up and going to the moon, and then back down to a jungle somewhere, yeah, South America or whatever. Yeah, and so yeah, it's a pretty cool video and a pretty cool idea, and it looks gorgeous. The Unreal Engine 5 is what's backing it. It's the Henry Cavill suit, is the Man of Steel suit, but the face kind of looks like Superboy from Titans, and
And
which
the
is
cape it looks like Doctor Strange.
yes, the cape's really unusual. I quite like that, but yeah, it's what did you think of it? Yeah,
I thought it was a pretty interesting concept.
you think it's possible?
Um, it can be done. We've seen it with the Unreal Engine 5 tech demo, right?
Yeah,
And recently I was looking up on YouTube about a game. I was like searching up Superman game, and a project came up which I posted in the Discord, which is a different project to the one gameplay, and I was just like blown away by it. So I was just like, this concept, it can be done. Warner Brothers, Montreal. If you guys are listening, guys, please give us a Superman game. We've been asking for years. We've been dying for the Superman game since 2011, since
yeah,
Batman Arkham City came out.
yeah,
We wanted a Superman game. Like, come on, it's
yeah.
coming up to his 85th anniversary. We need something big for him.
Now with this particular concept, having like an open Earth game is
Yeah,
impossible. So, to this degree, to this quality is absolutely impossible. If they're going to make little biomes where you can sort of pop between with specific things happening in those biomes, like one on the moon, which you could possibly go do the distance between Earth and the moon, and then have a cut when you get close to the planet. That's possible because there's nothing in between the two. you just go at super fast speed. But having the whole world as available for Superman is obviously completely impossible. However, the Metropolis in the beginning is completely possible. It looks absolutely gorgeous with some wonderful lighting effects. I don't know how much that was actually rendered, but it is possible, and I'm prepared to bet the Spider-Man 2 will look very close to that in terms of quality. With all the smog effects, the lighting, the buildings, it's very, very cool and lovely. If they just concentrate on that and Metropolis, yes, you've got your game there. You've got Superman there. If you want to do smaller area, maybe a Metropolis, and then maybe a few other areas around the planet, or even other planets, then that's also kind of possible. It would take longer, but what we're saying is we want a Superman open world game, and if it looks as good as this, we will be very, very happy, even if it's just to go around a bit.
I mean, we would be happy with even if it's an action RPG.
Yeah.
Superman game. I'll take it. Open world.
Oh yeah. We just really, really want a Superman game. We're hoping we're going to hear more from the Wonder Woman game this year.
I reckon we will.
I think we have to. We have to. I mean, it depends when it's coming out.
The developers for the Wonder Woman game actually did update us on Twitter about it, saying that it's looking more promising than what it originally did at the beginning of the project.
Yeah, they're talking about accessibility options, basically. They're saying that they're very proud of the work they're doing for accessibility, and that's good, which, reading between the lines of that's something, I wouldn't say that's not something that they have to do from the beginning of the project. That's something they do, I don't know how far in advance they have to start working on accessibility, but I feel that's something you do a little bit later on after you've got the game going, essentially. Something more in the alpha stage, in the alpha or beta stage. So I feel the game is really coming along now if they're working hard on accessibility options. That's my guesswork, basically. Don't take that to the bank. I think that's where accessibility comes into it, where they start working on it when the game is basically done, or at least playable. They can't really do much before that. But so hopefully we will get a lot more Wonder Woman this year. We need a full gameplay reveal. Maybe at E3.
It has to be Summer Game Fest.
Or Summer Games Fest, or whatever we want to call it. E3 is back this year. But Summer Games Fest, quite possibly, we could get a gameplay reveal for it at last.
This year has to be the year, though.
Yes.
It has to.
Yeah.
It has to be the year they have to show something.
I'm gonna say absolutely. This year we are getting more on a significant showing of the Wonder Woman game this year.
Now that begs the question for next year, though, because WB haven't got anything coming out next year.
Yeah, it would make sense for it to come out next year. It would absolutely make sense.
Yeah, they would have to do 2 DC games a year then.
I mean, what's next year? Well, apart from that, what's next year?
Well, the WB Montreal project, the second one.
Assuming that's coming out next year. I would hope it will be, but I don't. But they haven't announced it yet, so would not be surprised if that goes further to 2025. But Wonder Woman I can see coming out next year, depending on how far advanced they are. Especially as there's not much happening DC-wise next year, it will be good to have a big DC game coming out in 2024 to get everyone excited again. Let's hope.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hope. I really would like to see more on Wonder Woman. and everything going on with that game.
I mean, we're not gonna get any Injustice. I don't
Well,
We are going to get some MK though for
I think.
NetherRealm.
Well, I think bare minimum NetherRealm should announce their game this year. I'm astonished they didn't do it last year, especially at the Game Awards. But it should be this year.
Yeah, this year
It's
for
long
sure. 6
overdue.
months.
Long overdue now for an
Ed Boon
announcement,
has
let alone coming
Ed
out
Boon's yeah Ed Boon has already announced on Twitter that within the 6 months we're gonna get some news on the next project.
within 6 months.
Within 6 months, yeah.
When did he say that?
On Twitter in
When?
October.
Oh, in October.
October.
Oh,
Yeah,
all right, okay.
ending of October.
Well, maybe I think they might wait till like E3 Summer Games Fest now to do an actual announcement.
And then you gotta remember it'll have that 5 months marketing and then that game will be out.
That's optimistic, but
No, well that's what they did for MK11.
again, that was the same principle. Monolith have never, as I've said before, have never ever announced a game that they weren't ready to ship within several months. But
No, but
Wonder Woman's already
that,
proved that wrong.
no, but with NetherRealm will have 5 months of marketing, and then that's it. The game will be released.
Let's hope it will be. Yeah.
So I'm probably expecting this year. Obviously, we got Suicide Squad, then we got whatever NetherRealm is doing, and then after that it's the Wonder Woman game, and then after that could be WB Montreal's second game.
Yeah. Yeah.
So before because we're in 45 minutes into this, we just got to talk a bit about the TV stuff. There's a couple of things we should note down.
Okay.
There is the Flash trailer dropped, season 9.
Oh, did it?
Yep.
So
Promotional trailer
how
for
much
February
attention-
8th. February 8th is the release date for the first episode.
Yeah. Yeah. So it is.
So it's looking promising, and Stephen Amell is making his return to the Arrowverse.
I don't know
And,
how.
I don't know how. Yeah, it's gonna be.
I mean,
wild.
reminder: he's dead. That show didn't just end. He's dead.
Yeah.
He died in Crisis on Infinite Earths several times. He died, in fact. So, yeah, I'm not sure how they're bringing him back. Whether it'll be in flashback or something like that, or whether it'll be go back in time, which, knowing Flash, that's entirely possible.
Yeah.
This is basically the big send-off for the Arrowverse, so it does make sense
Yeah.
that he's back in some way. Yeah, as Superman and Lois is not
also-
part of it anymore.
Superman and Lois, season 3
Yep.
we're still on track for that. But Greg Berlanti, the person who behind the Arrowverse, has actually got a 4-year deal up to 2027.
Yes. Now this is an important thing because I was going through it. This is not strictly speaking for DC stuff. This is a general deal, and in fact, more likely, it's not for DC stuff. He's got his. I think he's probably bored by superhero stuff by this point. But yeah, this is a general deal with Warner Brothers, and will probably be for non-comic book stuff. He's still got some shows that are coming. Like the Dead Boy Detectives show, which was supposed to be a spin-off of Doom Patrol, but now isn't. The same way that Doom Patrol was a spin-off of Titans and then wasn't, which was just a big mess. I'm still angry about that. I really am. Yeah. I mean, they literally had an episode where they set up the Dead Boy Detectives alongside an announcement of a TV series based on them. And then they turned around and said, actually, no, this doesn't lead to that. We're completely recasting. Why did you have an obvious backdoor pilot episode if you're not going to bother? And the same thing happened with Titans, where they brought in where they had an episode called Doom Patrol with most of the Doom Patrol cast. Yeah, Calder was the only one who got changed for Timothy Dalton. He was the only one that changed, and they just decided, no, actually, we're not in the same universe. We're just going to carry on. These were just the same characters. It's such a big mess.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of Doom Patrol, that is still currently showing. I am well behind of it, but it's still good. It's still a good show. It's still really mad fun. And it's still worth watching, but I've just been so down on DC recently that I
Yeah, I
haven't had
can imagine.
any desire to really keep up with it. It's yeah, yeah. Which is really annoying because Doom Patrol is still really really good and one of the best DC shows. So I do urge people to watch it. The only reason I'm not is because A, it could be dead by the end of this season, and B, well, for example, Titans season. What season are we on? 4, 5, 5?
Season 4.
Is it just 4? Okay. Yeah, Titans season, because they're both from the same season number. Yeah, Titans season 4 has already started. It's already really good. I'm up to date with that, and I will carry on with it. That's not coming back to April. That's ridiculous. That is completely unreasonably ridiculous. Everyone thought that Doom Patrol came out, and what everyone thought was going to happen was like first half of Titans, then we'll do the first half of Doom Patrol, then we'll carry on again and do the next half of Titans, and then the remainder of Doom Patrol. That's what everyone thought would happen. Instead, it seems that I don't know if Doom Patrol's paused now, because I think it might be actually. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the last episode aired when I checked, but they may just get rid of all of Doom Patrol, but it's not coming back till April. That's for the second half of the season, which is just like 5 episodes. And I mean, why bother? Why not just delay Doom Patrol and get the episodes out there? Or why not actually just give us the damn show? Yeah. Which is really, really annoying. Yeah. So, yeah, it's so exasperating being a DC fan, especially having to deal with Warner Brothers and HBO Max and everything going on there. But no, get the Velma show out instead that everyone absolutely detests.
That bombed. That bombed on Rotten Tomatoes.
I haven't checked it out yet, but I'm going to, just because I'm interested to see how bad it is.
It's really bad.
Yeah,
it's really really bad, and it definitely got like 18% of people liked it, and less than that on reviews.
I mean, yes,
critical.
No, not less than that. Yeah, not less than 18. It's on about like sort of like 60%, I think, on critical reviews, but that's still really low for like a full consensus. Because it's kind of being slightly unfairly review bombed down to that 18%, but at the same time, everyone hates it. That's why, and every person I've seen talking about it has either really, really hated it or they've tried to check out, and it's just bad. I mean, I was against it the second they said, "Oh, we can't have Scooby-Doo in this because we can't work out a way to do an adult Scooby-Doo." And isn't that just a dog? Just if you're going to do an adult take on Scooby-Doo, just have a freaking dog on the show.
It's a dog, and you...
Yeah, it doesn't have to talk. That's how you do an adult dog. You make it bark. You bring in a dog owned by one of the characters that looks vaguely like Scooby-Doo, and have him called Scoob or Scooby, and then that's it. That's all you need. It's a dog. They couldn't work out how to do a dog. That just shows a complete... It's just baffling, but I'm still going to check it out. So these are not my opinions, well, apart from that bit. But that was but the actual show I will watch and comment on Twitter. At the very least, the first episode. If it's so bad I can't bear to continue, I won't. But I've got but I am just morbidly curious. But still, that's coming out, and Titans we have to wait to April for the second half of a short season.
Second half of a short season, and we got and we got a short. I think it's a short season of Superman and Lois.
Well, yeah, they're probably going to mess around with that as well. That's what they usually do. They'll put out a few episodes and have a break, and then they do it, and then they can another break before the last episode, and then just keep on stretching out that way, and then they'll complain that they don't get good ratings.
Yeah.
Yeah, and cancel the show.
So that being said, I think that is it, isn't it?
Yeah. It's got to take us to an hour mark. But yeah, exasperating being a DC fan, but still interesting, exciting times. I mean, we have got Suicide Squad coming up within 5 months, and we're really, really hoping that will be good, especially after the disappointment of Gotham Knights, and hopefully more for Wonder Woman, and hoping get a lot from the. We know we're going to get something from James Gunn, some sort of projects announced this month. So by the next issue of Inside the Multiverse, we'll discuss that slate almost certainly, unless it's delayed. But I think it will be. Yeah.
I think we hope. Fingers crossed.
I think it will be. I can't. This is not an official release date. They can tell us what they're doing.
Because like next week, obviously next weekend is the 21st. Hopefully by the 28th, we're going to be getting something.
Yeah, I think we will. I'm pretty confident we will get something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
so
interested to see. I'm interested to see, and we'll discuss it obviously, and hopefully we'll get a lot more from the worlds of DC. Because potentially exciting times coming up, but right now, the next couple of years, we've got 4 movies out this year as well. Don't forget that, which may or may not matter. But yeah. We'll see. Oh yeah, we're getting a Shazam 2 trailer this month. Definitely, that's another thing that's happening this month.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Shazam 2. Yes.
Yeah, which there's already a TV spot out there which I caught, which looks fun.
Yeah, and next month is Super Bowl. So we'll be talking about that.
Yeah,
Super
the Flash trailers dropping there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all for episode 37 of Inside the Multiverse. I've been DC Comics Gamer, and that's TeladiaPlays. Check out that on DC Comics Gamer YT on Twitter and on YouTube DC Comics Gamer. Yeah, Teladia is
TeladiaPlays on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube.
Yeah, very straightforward.
I don't really stream much on Twitch, but I am doing like weekend streams, talking about the DC stuff, trying to keep myself positive, because we have got the hashtag sell Zack Snyder Justice League Netflix event coming up, so I'll be talking about that more frequently, and also we'll be doing we'll be talking about the games as what's that game? The movie slate when that happens, and
when that drops.
Even when that drops off, and we also got Comics League movie night and stuff like that. We'll be talking about Justice League Throne of Atlantis with Comics League, and it's going to be amazing just to talk about DC animated films.
Okay. And myself, I'm struggling to talk about much in the way of DC these days, but yeah, I'll probably be doing more reactions. Who knows? Maybe I'll join these guys if they're interested in me being there. Throne of Atlantis is quite a fun film. But yeah, for now, I think that's it. Yeah, Inside the Multiverse, signing